Hello, everybody. How you doing? This is the Shoebox Poet, Clarence Plank, and I'm coming to you live on a Sunday afternoon. The reason why I'm coming to you live is because there's an open mic at 6 o'clock tonight. There's a new place up in to me anyway, up in Murray County. So I was going to go check it out. Murray County Library. So I was going to go check it out to see. Trying to get out and do some more things. But we left off with a couple of things. So we start with winding roads. Winding roads of rising asphalt to meet the tires. As they roll along, the scenery changes with every new mile on this wanderlust journey of life filled with hope. This poem and the next one were written based on a word prompt that I seen. It was actually a picture prompt of a highway. And it's basically telling you to write something about this. Sorry. The next one's called I Whisper into Your Ear and traces a tiny rows of lines along your face to the gleaming smile, the taste of your lips, and at your thought to sleep. And this is the same poem. This is the same thing that goes with that poem. Oh, boy. Or it goes with the word prompt. The next one's called The Memories. The memories crush me and turn me inside and out within. They play over in my head as connected dots to all the things that made us undone. And it's basically talking about how you connect the dots and things that happen in a situation, and you're sitting there like, oh wait, that was there, that was this. As if I would have saw that, I would be able to prevent that, or I might have done something else. But who knows? You can't dwell on shoulda, coulda, woulda. You can't dwell on it. This one's called First Day. First day of school, and the story began of a secret crush, and the memories of a silhouette where her sweater hung around her shoulders, draped by her red hair. She brought about change in being within me. She was like a breath I drew in every gasp I made, as I longed to taste her lips, like she was the only drink my body craved to quench my thirst. Now, this poem basically right here was written about this girl. Well, she's a I can't really say it's a girl. It's a woman that was a grad student back in college, and she's a very pretty woman. Her hair wasn't red though. Her hair was actually brown. It's kind of curly, and it was interesting because I worked nights, so being tired and everything going into school, she wore contact lenses that were purple. So you're sitting there, got one, basically like trying to wake up, and you're giving her your paper, and then you look and she's got like purple contacts, and you're like, that's really cool looking. But you really can't tell your teacher, hey, yeah, those make you look hot. Oh, but yeah, I happened to find her years later, and it wasn't really a good thing. But it is what it is. This next poem's called It Was Magical. It was magical, those moments that I wish I could relive over again. Slowly, hungry, to feel you cling to me in the embrace of what lovers do. Being so close to you that when she moves, you feel it beneath your skin when you kiss. And it's basically the moment of when you find somebody and you had that connection with them. It's like, it's sort of like a magic where you enjoy every moment that you are together. And you want to enjoy that time. All of a sudden, people are texting me. This next poem is called The Remorse of Vanity. The remorse of vanity, a dying shadow of sand slipping through the hourglass, one grain at a time as she wastes away, searching for Mr. Right, a knight to slay her demons and take her away on a long journey, away from the madness of her everyday life. So she waits, changing colors of her makeup, like a chameleon searching for a combination to unlock the mystery of him. If she only knew that she was strong, stronger than the men who used her up and discarded her, that she was the one who could rescue her from all the sadness that broke her heart into so many pieces, but those dreams never happen as she continues the never ending story of being a pawn in someone else's game. And this basically talks about a woman who tries to do so much to be and impress somebody or impress a guy that, you know, she ends up putting herself through so much bad stuff trying to attract somebody when all she has to do is just realize that she is who she needs. She is, needs to love herself more. And but that goes with anybody, whether it's a guy or a girl. It's that you need to learn to love yourself more and care about yourself sometimes more than another person and trying to attract a relationship, because the right person will come along because they will see the things that you have done to be able to change yourself, to be able to to become something better. What have I done is this next poem. What have I done? My heart says over and over again. When it speaks, it carries on a conversation to those who would listen. Through my words stained upon these pages of notebook and digital print. The blood it bleeds isn't red but black and white, and the ink runs from when my broken heart draws lines with smeared tears. Tears I shed for her, someone I once knew, only to watch her fade into oblivion like so many other faces of lost lovers and friends. A broken mess of scattered pieces left to glimmer in the darkness, like those thousand stars which my heart reflects upon. It says, why me? In trying to understand where things went wrong, poring over memories of things that were lost before they had a chance to grow. It was like a brief moment a light shined in the darkness on a single rose to bloom and die while being crushed by a landslide, wiping out beauty in a cold world. And this is basically, this poem is a tribute to a friend of mine who passed away a couple of years ago. Because you deal with a regret of like maybe I could have done more to, to comfort this person or to give them all or whatever. And you learn about different things that go on between, about people as time goes on that doesn't really answer the question. And so, besides you beating yourself up, her friends beat themselves up because they feel the same rational thinking. It's like, we could have done more to save her. So, well, we should have done more. Or, should have done something. Or there should have been a way. But things just didn't work out that way. So, you just got to live with the regret in a way of knowing that you lost someone that you cared about. And this will be the last poem I read for today. Until next week. Reflections of a time, locked away in a moment between you and I. Everything stands perfectly still. Only you and I play here where we push the boundaries of our love and imagination. Here we feel the shockwaves of our touch as it resonates through our beating hearts. Every breath, every thought lasts forever in this moment. alone with you. And basically, it's the imagination of wanting to be with somebody and imagining how things would have been if you had that time and what it would be like. Because you never know. So check out my friends, Jenna Jinx Portraits over on Instagram. Her artwork is wonderful. You can commission her for a drawing, so definitely check out her page and her pictures. My friends Aria Simmons and Brian Spencer, Alberta Hardison, and their Reiki services to help build you, up mind, body, and spirit. Check out Cast It Into the Fire podcast over on Facebook from Sarah Aikenhead and Bill Rollo Miller. Definitely, check them out and listen to their podcast. They have a lot of content over there about Lord of the Rings, House of the Dragons, Game of Thrones, different things like that. And if you are in town at 6 o'clock, I will be at Murray County Library for an open mic tonight. I will be at Slam Open Mic in Nashville at 1225 Meridian at 7 p.m. on February 1st. Island Vibes on February 2nd in Nashville and Antioch. And then there are other places that are in the description. So definitely come by and check me out. As always, my books are for sale. You can find, if you want an autographed copy, you can get them from me, or you can buy them over on Amazon. The link to all those books are in the description. So without further ado, y'all have fun. I will see you next weekend. Have a good day.